Today I'm making the tiniest dress. Hi, welcome to the detritus. I'm finishing the last projects on my cottage. To do this dress craft, you're just going to need these supplies. The first dress I made was way too small. I'm starting by tearing off a piece of this thin cotton fabric. I like tearing it rather than cutting it because I like the raw edge. Now I'm folding this little piece in half. This is going to be the top of our dress. I'm just checking it against the size of the other one, and I'm folding this half in half and cutting out a little half moon shape to be our collar opening. I'm imagining there's a tiny little arm in here, so I'm starting where the imaginary armpit would be and stitching it down the side. I'm going to repeat this step for the other side of the top. Now I'm poking my needle into my toast. I'm going to rip some pieces for the skirt. I really only need one, but I'm going to rip another one because I like to rip the fabric. I'm gathering the fabric at the waist by picking it up on my needle, and this tiny piece of string that's on my thumb is driving me totally crazy, but I didn't even realize it was there when I was filming. I'm just going to finish grabbing all of this waist fabric, and then I'm going to tie it off at the end to hold my gather in place. This is going to give some shape to the skirt. I'm stitching the back of the skirt up to make this nice, handsome little tube. There it is. Now I'm going to just shove it inside the top piece. And this is, the wrong side of everything. So I haven't turned anything out yet. This is just how I've stitched it. Now I'm sewing the top onto the bottom piece. There it is. Now I'm wrestling with it for a few minutes to try to get this thing inside out, or right side in, or outside right, and I'm going to iron down the peplum part flat. I actually ironed it before this shot, but I wanted to show you guys what I was doing, and instead I just soaked the entire piece of marble that I was working on, so I'm just going to clean it off. Now I'm deciding that it's a little bit too long, so I'm gonna cut it, and instead of hemming it, I'm just gonna pick apart the edge because I like the soft look of that raw edge again. So I'm picking at the warp or the weft of the fabric. I can't remember which one is which. And then I'm just gonna give it a nice little hairdo. There's our finished dress. I think it needs sleeves. The other one that I made this morning has sleeves, and I want this one to have sleeves too. So I'm just gonna take the little hem piece that I cut off the skirt and cut two little noodles. Magically a second one appears. And then I'm just gonna cut a little triangle off of this to give it sort of like a cap sleeve shape. And the same way that I stuck the skirt in the top, I'm sticking the sleeve in the shoulder hole and just stitching it all around in place. This side was a little bit tighter. I'm not using the seam ripper to rip any seams. I'm just trying to stretch the fabric out a little bit so that I can jam this sleeve in there. There it is, all done. This is bonus content. I'm making a tiny little hanger for this guy out of balsa wood and some copper wire. I'm just trimming the balsa to be sort of vaguely hanger shaped, and I'm using my fingernails to smooth down the edges. You can use sandpaper too, but it's really soft wood. I'm bending this little candy cane shape out of my copper wire and clipping it, and using a little dab of all-purpose glue, I'm just going to jam it into the hanger. Maybe add just like a touch more glue around the top to hold it in place. There we go. The last step for me is wiping up the glue and putting my dresses on their little hangers. Ta-da! Now I'm going to hang them up in my little cottage. Here they are on the wall. Please admire the enormous pine cones out the front door. Thanks for watching.